morning. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, hey there. So, uh, a little late this morning. Was out with a friend for coffee this morning, and and we were talking about mental illness and alcoholism, and sometimes that we forget that alcoholism and addiction are mental illnesses, and um, and and that the nature of the mental illness of alcoholism is self-centeredness and selfishness. Now, very hard often for the alcoholic and the addict to see that he or she is grossly self-centered, and but we are, and unless we're in recovery, and um, and then even in recovery, it's in degrees of awakening to our own prideful, arrogant attitude toward life. They say you can tell an alcoholic, but you can't tell him much. And hey, Santi, Roseanne, hi. So here we are. The the I my life really is about working with people in addiction, and and to a certain degree, I see that we're all in addiction. We're all at different levels arrogant and self-centered and prideful. And the recipe that in the 12 steps is that we have to shed the scales of pride and prejudice. They have to fall away. So prejudice, of course, is judgment and thinking we know. So it's the nature of our disease, selfishness and self-centeredness, and fear-based. So it's hard to see out of. It's the prison that we live in, and it's hard to see out of because we think we're right, and we think we have the answers. Hi, Amelia. I love you. So, pride and prejudice, arrogant and prideful, self-centered. The alcoholic is, the addict is, and the world surrounds us, we think. Isn't it's interesting? I don't want to point fingers, but I sometimes watch the no, I won't do that. But just look at some of our look at some of our politicians, and you can see the self-centeredness. I mean, what happens is that they're exposed. They show themselves and how self-centered they can be, and how you know. So the answer is humility. How do we get humility? Well, if we're lucky and we don't kill ourselves, and you, life will humble us. Life will humble us, and we see the futility in our ways. We see that eventually that we can't trust our own thinking, that we can't trust our own mind, our own thoughts, and our ego. So we start to surrender if we're lucky. And it's a tedious process for some of us. Tedious process for some of us. I have a friend yesterday, who's going to, hi Kathy, going to, he's in a detox and they let him out for a day to come to my house to pick up some of his gear. And, literally he had like a 4 or 5 hour pass to come and pick up his gear. And the insanity of the alcoholic, so extremely selfish and self-centered and arrogant. By the time he got here, he had already started drinking. And, and on the other side of it, recognize that it's painful, when we're so self-centered. It's painful. I remember times when I went back in my drinking days when, I'd be walking home at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and so self-obsessed that I wanted people to think I was actually walking to work or something. I was pretending in my own mind that that it wasn't what it was. Here it was me coming home off of an all-night drinking party and pretending I was going to work. And I remember how, kind of embarrassed I felt, or how, like I felt the world could see me, exposed. Anyway, time and the work that happens in Alcoholics Anonymous can heal that. We began to change our perspective from what about me and to how can I serve, how can I help, how can I make a difference, and that's what begins to happen. We see that a life, any life based on self-reliance didn't work, and so we had to have what we call a God reliance, and in the God reliance comes this really a need to help others, and helping others keeps us humble. Helping others keeps us humble because we see ourselves in them so much. We see, I do anyway. That's the deal. So helping others makes the ultimate difference, and so anyway, arrogant and self-centered and prideful. The alcoholic. Do you know anybody like that? Are you a little bit like that yourself? Hard to see, isn't it? Hard to see. The part of the symptoms of arrogance and self-centeredness and prideful is that we blame others. We're often blaming everybody else. It's their fault. We paint a victim story, a poor me story. The addict and the alcoholic always has a story of the poor me. But I just decide, I've been watching a Netflix show a bit called Shameless. And the alcoholic Frank in Shameless, he's so real. He really plays the part so well. Everything is about him. It's grossly self-centered. And it's almost hard to watch. Anyway, love you guys. So I think we're on the 24th of July. And, what I do here is I read from this little book. And this little book, it was written in 1954, and it's a bit, I have to edit it a little bit as we go because the time, it's a much different time today. We really have come a long ways. We really have. Because some of what was acceptable then is just not acceptable anymore. So I have to edit a little bit. But it's focused mostly on AA, and I believe that what's happened since then, since '54, since the early '50s, is these 12 steps have become a spiritual pathway for millions, not just in AA. Mentally ill, mental illness, is generally, I mean, there's the chemical part to it, but there's often we can be lifted out of any mental illness with this spiritual awakening that happens in the 12 steps. I believe that any mental illness, so it's not exclusive. When you look around, it's AA and NA, CA, Gamblers Anonymous, GA, SA, Sex and Love Anonymous, EA, Emotions Anonymous. I mean, there's just so many people that are using these 12 steps to lift themselves out of their lethargy, out of their own prisons of their own making. It is a freedom path. It is a freedom path, guaranteed. So when I'm here talking sometimes AA or NA or CA, I mean everybody. Everybody can benefit from a shift in consciousness from what about me to how can I serve thee? How can I make a difference? So hi Toby, welcome. Kim, Milt, Kathy, nice to have you guys drop in. So this is the deal. We're going to read a little bit. AA, it says, or NA or CA or GA or SA or Crystal Meth Anonymous. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. AA is like a dike holding back the ocean of liquor. So you can see at the time, 1954, it was really focused on that one symptom. If we take one glass of liquor, it's like making a small hole in the dike. And once such a hole has been made, the whole ocean of alcohol can rush in upon us. So that's no matter what, whatever we do to alter our state. Many of us drank and used medicinally. I mean, we were in so much pain of self-obsession that we drank and used medicinally. It was almost impossible not to, for many of us. Like my friend yesterday. It was impossible not to. He stood in my garage and said, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." Don't be sorry. You're not well. It's not a bad. You're not a bad man. You're a sick man. And this solution, this psychic change, this change in consciousness, is healing. It can heal, and does heal. By practicing the AA principles, the 12-step principles, we keep the dike strong and in repair. We spot any weaknesses or crack in that dike and make the necessary repairs before any damage is done. And that's true. Steps 10, 11, and 12 are our maintenance steps, and they help us on a daily basis. Outside the dike, the whole ocean of whatever it is that we're addicted to, or whatever our drug of choice was, waiting to engulf us again in despair by keeping the dike strong. So that's an analogy, cute one. A cute one. It's funny, eh? The arrogant, self-centered, prideful alcoholic generally, after a couple of days without drinking, starts to believe that he or she can handle this on his own. I got this. I'm okay. And that's pride. And that's arrogance. Watch it. It just goes, it just storms in. And that's why we need to stay close with each other. And love, the love of one alcoholic for another, or one addict for another, heals. We do help to heal each other. We really do, through the 12-step work. Okay, meditation for the day. Keep as close as you can to the higher power. Yes, to God as we understand Him. Think, act, and live as though you were always in God's presence. Keeping close to a power greater than yourself is the solution to the most of Earth's problems. It really is, and it's funny because I've had people say, well, my problem's bigger than a spiritual solution. They have a very limited God. My problem's bigger than a spiritual solution. Sorry. It's just, you know, that's arrogant, self-centered, and prideful, right? Hi, David Harder. Anyway, um, keeping close to a power greater than yourself is the solution to most of the earth's problems. Try to practice. It says, practice. I like to say, take out the word try. Thank you. Um, so practice the presence of God in the things you think and do. That is the sense of personal, that is the secret of personal power. So it isn't really personal power, it's we're tapping into a power of the universe. It is the thing which influences the lives of others for good. So yes, God, love, I love, they're interchangeable to me, God and love. Love is a power greater than me, for sure. The secret, that is the secret of personal power. It is the thing which influences the lives of others for good. Abide in the Lord and rejoice in his love. Keep close to the divine spirit in the universe. Keep God close in your thoughts. So that's good advice. You know, I mean, really, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, right? I mean, we've been told in so many ways, and we're like, yeah, but, you know, as if we can, you know, I love Dr. David Hawkins' book, Power versus Force, because when we're working from ego, we're trying to push things, we're trying to make things happen with force, and when we're in a relationship with a higher power, we're using that love power, the power of love, and which is more, you know, which gets better, more results on the planet, the power of love or the power of force, you know. Yes, hi, Mira, hi, nice to see you. So, prayer for the day. I pray that I may keep close to the mind of God. I pray that I may live with him in my heart and mind. So one of the, you know, the best ways to, in my opinion, to do that is to, you know, consciousness, to stay present, to watch our thoughts, to turn our thoughts to love, turn our thoughts to thy will be done. when we're thinking, when thoughts of fear come, when thoughts of anger come, judgment come, just watch them. So, you know, we don't have to fight them, just watch them and go, oh, look, because our crazy mind is not us. We are not our crazy mind. We are not our crazy thoughts. You know, I love Bill Wilson says in We Agnostics, God either is or he isn't. Either he's everything or he's nothing. If he's everything, then, wow, we're in it. This is it. All we need to do is to surrender and kind of lay back into it. Just trust fall. It's the trust fall. Okay. Love you guys really so much. Thank you for, you know, for letting me do this and for dropping in and being part of this reading. Hi, Jackie. Wow, what a great group that have come today. Awesome. Love you guys. So just want to mention a couple of things. My Monday night, we've been doing Monday nights for quite a while, and I'm going to, trust fall, yeah, isn't that great? I'm going to let go of Monday nights, at least until September. Just not been feeling it, and we'll keep doing this every day, but Monday nights we're going to let go of at least till September and see what wants to happen then. And I love it if you go to YouTube and follow us there. Thank you, Toby. Love you. So yeah, YouTube, if you go and subscribe, I'd love that. We're kind of building the YouTube channel, and I think almost 1,500 subscribers, which is fun. And so yeah, love you. Okay, so that's it. Oh, the other thing is, you know what? I'm really open to Um, if you want to call, want to chat, struggle sometimes, just, want to somebody to listen, that's my job. So call anytime, or get in touch or text or what have you. Okay, love you lots. Trust fall. Love that. Thanks, Mira.